So everyone, as you can see, we have a very, very special guest joining us right here on Reggae Boys Commentary. It's none other than the man himself, Mr. Geordie Dread. How you doing, big boss? Hope all is well. How things?
Well, I give thanks to the Most High, you see me? Like, I'm good, bro. I'm good, bruv. You get me? Like, healthy, that's the main thing. And yeah, man, just enjoying football, my passion, and I give thanks, man. Bless
Yeah,
up.
yeah, man. Wonderful, wonderful. Before we get into any football chat and stuff like that, let's talk about you and your background a bit. Was it your parents, your grandparents born on the island? Tell us a little bit about, your background.
Yeah, man. Both sides, mommy and daddy, both sides from Jamaica. Most of my cousins over here are born and bred Jamaican. They've come over here. I'm one of the few ones, very few that was born in England.
Uh,
North London, Tottenham to be precise. A lot of Jamaican folks on this part of London. My dad's from Clarendon, Chapperton Town. My mum's from Clarendon too, and basically both sides are from Clarendon, Maypen, Rock River, etc., etc. You see
no.
me?
Nice, nice, man. When was the last time you had a chance to like come to the island, see a couple of family and friends and thing?
Brother, you know what? It's mad, yeah. That in the last 3 years, I've had at least two chances to go. You get what I'm saying? Like previously was COVID, and then another time was this schedule, and I ain't gonna lie, you get me? True, I'm born here, innit? So, like, my idea of going to Jamaica is let me try out the tourism parts first, you see me? But my parents were like, my mum's not here no more, RIP. But my dad was like, you have to come to the real bush, come Clarendon and stay and see how the real living. And I kind of punked out, you get me? So I managed to reach there, you get me? So, like, in due time, brother, in due time. I got
Yeah,
loads of family over there, loads.
yeah, man, for real, man, for real, man. And I mean, growing up in the UK, you'd say culturally, you're brought up like a Jamaican, the food, the music, everything, really.
Oh, brother, like, you can't get away from it. Can't get away from it. Whether it's the food, the music, you get me? You know how we do when we let our hair down. We know how to party. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, or whether it's the elders, them, you grow up, you have to go to church on a Sunday, you get me? Twice a day and all them thing there. You know how especially the old school Jamaican folks. Yeah, no, you can't get away from it. Like I said, in North London, Tottenham, just like Brixton or Peckham or Hackney, predominantly a lot of Jamaicans. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're going all way back to the Windrush era and all that. So, grandparents, everyone. It started from the grandparents. They came over here to the Midlands. So a
Mm.
lot of Jamaicans were in Birmingham in the UK and Wolverhampton, Black Country, those areas, and then they started expanding to London. So yeah, like culturally, can't get away from the Jamaican vibe. But can't music, everything. Like
Yeah,
can't get away from it.
for real, brother.
Trust me.
Wow. And let's talk a little bit about the football side of things now, because as you said, North London, Tottenham, when you hear about that, right, a man that might have grew up in that area, you're thinking, all right, I'm probably going to support Arsenal, support Tottenham. What led you to the side up in the Northeast?
Bro, I get this question. Hey,
Every
people
day.
think I'm mad. You get me? Some people think it's just a gimmick. You get me? But the people who know me well, especially now online and in the public eye, they see how I talk about Newcastle, my knowledge, so they know it's no joke thing. You get me? How do I start? So I've been supporting Newcastle United since '96. You get what I'm saying? So from where I'm from, average age you get into football or love football's around, let's say 5, 6, 7 years of age. Me, you can say I was a bit more later. So it all comes down to Alan Shearer, the big man. That's the reason why I love football. You know what I'm saying? In Euro '96, that came to London. That was a big deal. And everyone loves football, my family. Never had no choice. You have to watch what everyone's watching and all the hype with England, etc. And there's this one guy, Alan Shearer. I said, yo, he's getting a lot of hype. He's a serious guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not fancy ball on the ball, but he can put the ball in the back of the net. He's a serious finisher. I just got intrigued with the buzz. And then eventually I supported him as an individual, as a footballer. Then the love for football got more and more. Then you got your peers or your friends, them, or your bedrooms, them, as you will say. They're like, yo, you have to pick a team. You get what I'm saying? Like you said, in London, most people support Arsenal, Tottenham, even Chelsea, or branching out to Liverpool and Man United. They're typical teams. You understand? For me, man, I'm different. Alan Shearer made his move in 96 September to Newcastle. Newcastle was popping as well back then. I thought, you know what? That's my team. Never look back. And I was the oddball. I was the odd guy in North London, Tottenham, London in general. If I wore my kit, especially like, you don't have to bring colour into it, but it adds to the bonus, the spice of it. Like, you got a local black brother, he's from North London. Where's the connection? And that makes sense. Until I explained to them how the story unfolded why I love Newcastle United. Never look back.
You know, respect, man. And that loyalty and everything like that. Enough respect for that. And like your mates around you and perhaps even family as well, you know, how did they feel? You know, do you get, you know, a stick on the weekend when Newcastle playing, or people say, you know what, you die hard with your team, you know?
You know what? Look, like I'm in an era at my age group where I've seen the best of both worlds without the social media, and now you got the social media. Different occurs both ways. You understand? You understand? So growing up, like I said, especially in school or you put high school,
Hmm.
people generally thought I was a weird youth. Like, you're a weird guy. Like this, especially at the time after 96, 98, Newcastle were poor, bro. We were really bad. So you get stick for supporting them because it don't make sense to them, and you get stick because it's a poor team. And growing up, people need to really understand. Everyone has their friends that they can relate to or talk to about their same team they support. You got to understand, most of my time growing up until recently, I never had no one to speak to about Newcastle. I had no peers. I had to just chat to myself and just run with it. You get what I'm saying? So family and friends, everyone would just take the mick. My mum, RIP, she never took it seriously at first, but she see the passion. Yeah, she'll run jokes with me and laugh or say, look, you see your friend there? You see your friend Alan Shearer there? How she know, man, love him off like on a football level. You get me? So yeah, so she understood the passion. She was really had my back. She bought me all the kits and especially away games, especially in London, she would help me get tickets to go. So yeah, man, she was, she rooted for me, but in getting stick from my peers, trust me, brother, it was rife, man. I I still get it now sometimes. You get me?
Yeah, I understand. I understand. And I
Mm.
mean, you know, before we get onto the pitch and everything, you know, you taking on the journey now to talk about your passion on YouTube as well. You know, is this the idea you had for a long time, or you said, you know what, I love Newcastle. I love talking about football. Let me give it a go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, it's a strange one, because no, I never had no ideas of doing it or a passion to do it. It was more of my friends and family for a few years now. They were like, "Yo, you're always passionate about football in general, whether it's about football or even political stuff that surrounds football, whether it's racism or whatever it is. You understand? Or over in Qatar, I'm passionate, bro. You understand? And no one pays no tax on my mouth. I just say it as I feel. If I'm honest, like you get what I'm saying. I say it as it is. I'll try to, and if people don't like it, they don't like it. If they do, respect either way. So yeah, my friends were pushing me, and then one of my other friends, he started his own little podcast called the Red Pitch Podcast. He's an Arsenal supporter, but before that, he wanted to do a podcast with me, like a joint thing. Do you get what I'm saying? And we tried that out, but then over time, I realized I don't really like working with people, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Not like I like to engage with people like yourselves, or as you see, I'm on other many platforms. But in terms of just controlling my own thing, my own narrative, my own time, answer to nobody, it's just better that way. So I've done that, kind of enjoyed it. Didn't expect nothing from it. I do it for the passion. And then eventually, it's quite quick, to be honest. Maybe because I'm a Newcastle fan as well, and the whole Geordie Dread thing, it kind of, what I mean, gives a little extra spice or extra interest. But other big platforms, massive platforms like Saeed TV, Never a Foul, Arsenal Pods, and all kind of pods. They work with me quite regularly, and it just grows from there. And you realize you grow a little community, like your main core of fans, and then you do your live watch alongs as you saw the other day, and yeah, people engage, and I just run along with it, bro. It's more the passion. It's not about looking at the. I don't look too far. It's just the passion. It's like a therapy to me as well, on a personal one. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever comes with it after that will come, bro. Like whatever comes after that. Okay, man, I don't look too far ahead, man. I'll just take each day as it comes.
Love it. Yeah, man, one step at a time, man. That's life for you. I understand, and full credit for that itself, because I follow the pod, your channel for some time, and that's what led
Okay.
me to reach out to you, So it's just amazing seeing fellow Jamaicans doing so well, having that passion and making their voice heard, you know what I'm saying? So it's a good look, honestly. It really,
Yeah,
really is.
I respect that still because it's funny you say when I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm not thinking who's watching or who's not, and then before you know it, you get a little DM or like yo, and it's kind of humbling, So I respect to you, and you're obviously doing big things yourself. So and a lot of my direct Jamaicans that actually born and bred, they're very aware of you. You understand? Like I said, the time I look at research, I think, well, what? This ain't real. You get what I'm saying? And then lo and behold, you're here, man. So respect to you, and I appreciate your time, brother.
Yeah, man, of course. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it, man. So, Newcastle United, man, bro. So,
Mhm,
firstly about the team, because you've seen a lot of changes, man. You talk about 96, you know,
mhm.
Champions League, beating Barcelona, to Mike Ashley era, to now with the investment. It must feel like a roller coaster, hasn't it, for you?
You know what? It, now it does. I've been through the roller coaster moments. Like like you said, you got good research there. Yeah, me good memory. Beat the likes of Barcelona. I remember that day like it was yesterday. You understand? 3-2 at St. James's. Before the game, all my peers at school were laughing like, "Yo, you idiot, you ain't winning nothing, you fool." I'm like, "All right, cool." Come back to school the next day, I had bare chat. No one could chat to me. And I was like, what? I was like 11, 12. I remember it like it was yesterday. Um, then when Mike actually got involved, things started getting stagnant, very stagnant. It was toxic, my brother, very toxic for years, good 13, 14 years. And even though in that moment we had the Alan Pardew era where we finished fifth, went
Yeah.
to the Europa League and all that, and you know,
Quarterfinal. Yeah.
yeah, quarterfinals. You get me? I think, yeah, quarterfinals, yes. Well, UEFA Cup back then, or was it Europa League later
Europe.
on?
Mm.
Yeah, and then yeah, had little moments, finished fifth. Then it just got stagnant, and then while Newcastle was getting hot again, he's not really investing. He's just selling. And the only thing you can say, the only good thing that came out of Mike Ashley is he balanced the books well. He balanced the books, but that's because he's not investing. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to buying the club, it wasn't such a problem. But in that moment, it wasn't about roller coaster. It was just about I probably did just accept that this is how the rest of my life as a Newcastle United supporter is going to be. It's just going to be relegation, come back up. I've seen two relegations, brother. Two. I've
2000.
seen it all. I've
Yeah.
seen it all. So yeah, I just thought, this is it. Just battling to stay in the league and no excitement. Pretty much like Gary Neville said, Newcastle are go nowhere club. We're just there,
Mm.
And then when the takeover happened, obviously all the controversial stuff behind it, and you know how the thing said. We won't even get into that politics side of it, but just for the fact someone's trying to pump investment and trying to create a buzz around the city and for Newcastle fans around the world and trying to enhance the support moving forward. You saw what happened last year. This year is a bit of a blip, but that's all good. Last year, Champions League. What? Could it, brother? It's been amazing. I'm not gonna lie. It's been amazing. It's been a beautiful journey so far since they've come, and long may it continue.
Wonderful. Well said, because yeah, I remember what you're talking about, man. Seeing 2009, that relegation. For me, I heard Newcastle fans saying it's a crime, and it is true for a club of that stature to be in the championship. It really is, especially with the caliber of players that are there at that time. Alan Shearer, yes, in the hot seat, but you have players that were enough to be able to survive the bottom three. And of course, later down the road, 2015, 2016, Newcastle has just been a hotbed for producing young talent as well from the north as well, that have eventually gone on to represent England as well. So for me, it just felt like, mismanagement to some extent. And you had this different players coming over time. You had Andy Carroll up top and Niall Ranger, and then you go into Tovan, the French lad, different quality over time. You're wondering, where's the conveyor belt of talent? So I understand, seeing it was just head scratching at the time. Honestly, that's how I genuinely felt seeing how everything unfold. For me, what I would love to hear your thoughts on is the manager, because at Bournemouth, I really, really admired the growth that he made, taking them from literally nowhere to be in a Premier League club, and now being in the Northeast as well. Your general thoughts about him as a gaffer?
I'm glad you asked that question because long before he come to Newcastle, like yourself, I've kind of kept my eye on him as a young coach, and you got to remember he just got chucked in the Bournemouth thing. It wasn't even a, you know what I mean, like they gave him up for it. It was just like, look, we've got nothing to lose,
Go.
nothing going on.
Yeah.
Try a thing. Try a thing. Him and Tyndall, Jason Tyndall, said he's partner in crime. Look what you done, man. Yes, it didn't end well when during COVID season they got relegated and certain players wouldn't sign on an extra contract to see it out. But I wouldn't put nothing against him on that. I was always a big admirer of him. Even before Newcastle got taken over, I always had the wish that if someone like him could come in and try and implement his philosophies and ideas, and it actually happened, even though he was second choice. So I rate Eddie Howe big. This year is more testing for him. He's at a bigger club. Things ain't going the way fans want it to go. Some fans have a bit of a short memory. Yes, there's a lot of people saying Eddie out, which I find crazy. But what I will accept is that we're allowed to ask questions. Like if you've got time to get into that, like decision making on certain players still getting game time or not being taken out the firing line to give him a little bit of a break. And yeah, like I've had a few questions for him, but that's football and he's still learning and long may continue and see what happens. I'm a big fan of Eddie Howe and I hope one day he gets his chance to even go ahead and get a chance at the England national job. So yeah, man, I rate him. I rate him.
Good shout, good shout. Really, really good one. And a point of this, interview, I know a lot of viewers will appreciate as well. I wanted to talk a little bit about, those lads at Newcastle United who have a Jamaican background as well. And, the pride of you as a fellow Jamaican as well, seeing them represent a club that you support as well. So you can talk to me a bit through that.
Yeah, man, it's always not like you always keep a low key eye as a Jamaican. You get me? Like one of the rare supporters. You get me of Newcastle. It's natural to keep an eye out. Like, all right, you see a black brother. I wonder if he's got a little Jamaican. You get me? Obviously my other parts of Caribbean, but more time. It's usually a Jamaican thing. Yeah, plays recent times, plays in the past. I think Ivan Tony. He played for us for a while. He played for us for a while, and they messed it up. They missed a trick there. I think he's got a bit of Jamaican background in him. I think before you were saying Jamal Lewis, I think he's still on our books. Um, there was a guy, I'm not sure if you remember him. There was a guy called Rolando Arons.
Big
Yeah,
ball.
people.
Yep.
He made a big. He made an impact as a young star for Newcastle. Didn't go to plan, but
Yeah.
he's actually born and bred Jamaican, Kingston, if I'm correct. I
Yeah.
think he's correct. So he's not just a heritage or like myself. He's actually born and bred or born out there. And I think there's more. Like I think you've mentioned him before. There's others as well. There's others that's got some kind of Jamaican background. Les Ferdinand in the past. I'm
Mm.
sure he's got some. Come on, I'm sure you know. There's probably more that I'm not even remembering. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, it's nice. I'm always aware. Like I'm always aware. You mentioned Kieran Trippier before
Mm.
in our brief. That one did shock me still. I actually did you know more than me because you said you know your stuff.
Mm.
That one shocked me. Now it makes sense why I see the bit of the curly hair, you get me? But like I had never even envisaged that or looked at that.
Mm.
When I did look at research and I actually saw his dad, Chris Trippier, he,
Yeah.
he's a black brother, bro. Like, you
Yeah.
get me? Like,
Mm.
you get me? They didn't actually really go, well, you know, like you said, you probably know more direct than me without going too much into it. But
Mm.
just reading up on him, they didn't really try to go too in on his background, but they
Yeah.
did mention black or African or some kind of heritage. So, yeah, and they say he's born in Bury, but some say he's not. So, but you know what I mean. So, but I
Ah.
was shocked that he's got some kind of black heritage background. Like, his dad's black.
Mm.
That's what his dad is. He's black.
Mm.
And I was like, I was shocked when he told me. And when I saw it, I was like, okay,
Mm.
learn something new every day.
Yeah, you have some players that they get more features from their mom's side. Like
Yeah,
many people don't know, like Cole Palmer, who is at Chelsea. Yeah, same
same
man.
kids,
His dad
same
is from
kids.
St. Kitts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Ross Barkley, his dad is Nigerian. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Proper. I know. The Ross Barkley, I was aware of that. The Cole Palmer one, I only found that out recently.
So I do want to touch on one more player that is on loan right now. I just want to know from a Newcastle standpoint if he has a chance to get back in the first team. Your honest opinion in Isaac Hayden. Do you think he can come back to preseason, make an impression, and be part of the first team, or maybe it's another loan for next campaign?
It's either a loan or move him on.
Mm.
Um, it's quite sad though on a personal one because I felt when we was in the dumps, he was one of the few players that you understand. He put
Yeah.
his neck on the line and we really went through the trenches. And quite surprisingly, I thought he'd be one of the surviving ones to be for Eddie Howe, one of the honest players. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't part of his plans. Eddie politely and clearly made it plain and simple. You, the likes of Jeff Hendricks and players, you're not part of this. So he's moved on to loans. Some have worked out. No, some ain't worked out due to injuries as well. Um, some fans still call for him. Some fans say, yo, like at least be part of the squad. But the way things are going forward, I think they're actually going to move him on. I'm not even sure about a loan. I think they're going to try and move him on, unfortunately. But good luck to him, whatever he does, man. Big up Isaac Hayden.
But for his service to the club, you appreciate what he's done. Be thick and thin. He's been there, whether on the bench, whether it has to play back-to-back 90 minutes. He's been there throughout the course of that journey.
Oh, he's like I said, he's been one of our best players during
Mm.
adversity,
Wow.
and he's also he's been an honest player. Like he puts his tackles in, he puts in a performance. Like you rarely hear any Newcastle fans over those times that will get onto him. Like he's one of the few players that really put himself out there. More time he was available at the time for us as well. Wasn't much injuries, so he's one of the guys that's why Newcastle fans. If you see with Newcastle fans, all we ask for is you try your best. That's it. Do you get what I'm saying? So whether you stay or go, if you're a player that was honest and you tried your best, that will stick in people's hearts and they will stick with you whether you're here or not here. That's why players still shout his name and show him the respect that is deserved. So he's one of the few players that really put his neck on the line. He's honest. He's honest.
Nice, man. Sounds good. Really appreciate it. Geordie Dread TV, really appreciate it. Thank you very much for being on. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. And we keep the link, man. We keep the link.
Brother, like I said, much appreciated. I'm humbled that you even had the time or to reach out to me and we keep the link, we keep it forward. Whenever you need a man, bruv, you just shout me, I'm here, man. And I appreciate it, brother. Really do.